Today we're going to talk about we call them emoji tiers. They're essentially power rankings. For those of you who like to go through and read power rankings on other websites, things like that, we have them here. We do tiers because it's hard to go like 8 through 12, right? Like it's really fluid, like through some of those areas. So I like to just bunch them together. And we call them emoji tiers because they're organized by emojis. To review, we have the top tier is our diamond, and then next after that we have our heart because those are teams we love, and then our middle tier is a question mark. Those are teams we're not too sure about, and then we have our thumbs down tier, and then the bottom tier is the poop emoji, is the poop tier because those teams are poop. Okay, all right, Brig. Let's have you. Let's have you. Did you lead off last month or did I? I don't know. Let's have you lead off this month. Whatever happened last month. Go ahead and go first.
Okay. Where do you want me to start?
Let's start at the top. So let's go with your diamond.
All right. My diamond, I've got the Yankees, Mets, and Dodgers.
Okay, and there's something to think about with these that is I feel like is crucial is that if you're watching on YouTube, Brig has the Dodgers at the top. There is no particular order in these tiers. They are just bunched together in a group. Kind of like an electron field, if you will. Anyway.
I love that voice. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, I've got the Yankees, the Mets, and the Dodgers. I'm surprised by the Dodgers. They were swept by the Pirates, which makes literally no sense to me. And yet they remain in the diamond field. So if these were ranked, the Dodgers would not be able to be number one just for that reason. But since they're not, it's fine. But they're that good. They got swept by the Pirates in Chavez Ravine, and they remain in the diamond category. Okay. How about you? Where's your diamond at?
I can respect that and I can understand it. However, given the events of the last few weeks and really throughout May, I'm replacing the Dodgers with the Astros in mind. I've got the Mets and the Yankees as well. Mm-hmm. The Astros are who we thought they were. They've come back to be the team we thought they were going to be. For some reason, they had that really bad slow start, but at the same time, here they come. And Brig, they're up there. They're like top 4 or 5 in Major League Baseball with their record. They're going to run away with the AL West, just like we thought they were going to. Yeah, it just took them a little bit to get started, and now they're never going to look back. That's just the way it's going to be because they're that good. I do feel like they're a top 3 team. The Dodgers, to me, are a little bit too up and down to be considered a top 3 team right now. Like when it comes time for the playoffs, you still don't want to see them, right? Nobody wants to play them.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, Houston has 35 wins going into Monday night.
Right.
So that's pretty darn good to me. They're actually a game. No, they have the same record as the Dodgers going into Monday night.
Yeah, they do. So, they have the same record. Yeah. And I mean, the Yankees got off to a rough start as well. But an interesting thing about the Yankees is that in the franchise history, when they've started with a record this good, they've won the World Series. So that's pretty interesting.
Well, I heard today that they're on pace to finish, I want to say like just behind the 0-1 Mariners for best record. Like they're on pace to finish pretty close to 116 wins, which is a pretty big deal. So
it's a huge deal.
All right, Brig, give us your heart emoji tier.
So this is where the Astros fall for me, and they're solid number 4, even though we're not ranking them. I'm also going to include the Cardinals, the Blue Jays, Brewers, Padres, Tampa Bay Rays, Twins, and Giants. A couple of justifications here. The Cardinals, if you combine Paul Goldschmidt, Tommy Edman, and Nolan Arenado, those are 3 players of the entire National League's top 5 leaders in WAR, and they're all on the same team.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So even though their record might not reflect them putting them as high as I have, because they would be in that, top 5, maybe top 8 at the lowest for me right now. That's part of why. I can't believe Tampa Bay's pitching is continuing to come to the rescue despite some of the injuries and stuff that they've had. I wrote down pitching coming into the rescue while the depth chart pumps water out of the bilge. It's like, because that's how I feel about it. And then the Giants, I really want to see how they handle the Dodgers in this upcoming series before I'll know whether they really belong in the heart or if they're going to drop down into the next tier for me. But I've got them at the bottom of my heart emoji tier for right now. That's the San Francisco. But I got to see how they handle LA.
Yep, I agree with you on that, because I have the Brewers, Padres, Twins, Cardinals, Rays, Blue Jays, Giants, and swap out the Astros for the Dodgers.
Dang.
And like I said, the Dodgers are still a really good team. They belong.
Yeah.
If you're gonna put somebody at the top of this tier, it's gonna be the Dodgers. They're the best.
Yeah.
They're the best team in the group. I just need to see more consistency out of them. You cannot get swept by the Pirates. I'm sorry.
Nope. No,
it's not what great teams do, especially at home. That was
bad.
Oh man, so bad.
Yeah.
And I feel like
special.
The Cardinals.
It's a special kind of bad.
It really is. And I agree with you on the Cardinals. Like you gave us the numbers on the WAR, but I feel like the Cardinals are a better team than what their record shows. They have a good run differential. They're plus 54. They've got the talent, certainly, like you demonstrated. And who was it? There was somebody. Oh, the Rays. The Rays. My big thing with them is they're only a plus 11 run differential, and we saw last year run differential doesn't mean a whole lot because the Mariners missed the playoffs literally by like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And they had a negative run differential.
Yeah, exactly.
But what matters, Brig, is fun differential. That's what we learned from that.
Fun differential. That's exactly right. Well said, sir. Well said.
But I think the Brewers are the cream of the NL Central, which automatically puts them in this tier. They're a really good team. Craig Counsell does such a great job with them.
Quietly, and that's what's fun about the NL Central is you've got the Cardinals and the Brewers, and they just do their thing, and they're really good at it, and they always are problematic for other people. It's great.
Yep, exactly right.
That'll be a great division race to watch.
Yes, it will. Getting down in September, late August, into September is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Okay, Brig, let's get into your question mark tier. How's that?
Okay, yeah, I've got the Angels because who are they? They've lost 11 in a row. What in the heck is going on in Anaheim? I have no idea. But in that same question mark group, I've got the Braves with their weird strikeout problems, the Phillies who fired their skipper in the middle of the season,
and then won D-backs, 3 in a row.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like the new existing manager, whatever the interim manager is like, we've got some young talent. We really need to get these guys some reps, and bam, it's working. So that's super exciting. The D-backs are a thorn. I've also got the White Sox, the Marlins, Rangers, and Mariners. I did not expect the Rangers to be in this category.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, the Rangers are kind of strange, but what's the other? Sorry. What's one of the other teams in here you did not expect to see in the question mark?
I thought the Mariners would be doing better by now.
I did too. In fact, let's go over to mine real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the Angels because, like you said, who knows what they are because they got off to that really hot start and they lost 11 in a row now. Yeah. And it's like you could do this all over again throughout the season and finish at 500. They're one game under 500 right now. They could finish at 500 and miss the playoffs despite everything. So the Angels, who knows what you're going to get from them? They could be really bad. I don't know. But then I've also got the Red Sox, the Phillies. The Phillies for all the aforementioned reasons, for sure. Braves, the Guardians, the Cubs, the Diamondbacks, and the Mariners. So the other day, if you'd asked me last week where I had the Mariners, I would have had them down in the thumbs down.
Yeah.
Thumbs down tier because they were playing really, really bad throughout May. But then you go and like the way that they ended May and the way they're playing right now, they've won 3 series in a row. They've got the Astros at this very moment. They're up 5-4 in the top of the 9th. Sergio Romo got out of that jam break that I was telling you about.
Nice. So, that's awesome.
For once, he got out of it. The D-backs
without giving up free bombs or whatever.
Yeah, seriously, without giving up a bomb. The D-backs are going to continue to be a thorn in people's side. I don't know that they're necessarily going to contend. They might finish around 500 and be a spoiler at some point. The one for me, though, that's really surprising is the Cubs. The Cubs are not great. I dare say not good, but they have so much talent. They have so much
No, for
young
sure.
talent they brought up into this season that as those guys get more experience, they could really be a problem in the second half. I don't know if they'll make a run. I don't know if they'll make a run at the wild card, but they're
No
gonna
way.
ruin some team seasons by beating them. I think in the second half, they're gonna be a lot of
Interesting.
fun to watch.
Interesting.
The other one is the Red Sox. The Red Sox got off to a brutal start, absolutely
Brutal.
terrible, and then the Mariners came to town, and ever since then they've been super hot. So
Yeah, but they're 15 games back.
well, that's in the AL East, though. That's to the
Yeah, I
Yankees who
know,
have the
but
best record in baseball. That's all relative.
I know it is,
They're
but
sitting at 500 right now.
I know. I just don't see it. Part of it's my bias. Go to my thumbs down because that's where I put the
All
Red
right.
Sox.
Yeah, you're right.
So
It could
my
very well
thumbs
be
down.
bias.
It's bias. I think everybody knows that's going to happen a little bit. I try to keep it cool, but it's going to happen a little bit. Here's my issue with the Red Sox right now is Bobby Dahlbeck. I need more points in my fantasy team. I got stuck with Bobby Dahlbeck. The dude is not performing for me, and therefore he ends up in the thumbs down category. He also takes everybody else with him. Sorry. So that's why I picked the Red Sox in the thumbs down. Cleveland's baseball team, Cleveland's unnamed baseball team is here in the thumbs down category. I also put the Cubs here with the Pirates, the Orioles, Rockies, Tigers, and Nationals. Now, the Tigers, the only reason they're this high is because of Miggy. Everything else is not going very well. They did beat the Yankees a couple of times, and that is a big deal. So they get some points there. But then the Nationals, the reason the Nationals are this high as well is because I have to have three other teams in the lowest category, A, and B, I think that what happened is when they finally came out and said we are not going to trade Soto, he loosened up a lot and has been doing much better. And I think that is going to ripple a little bit, not enough to make him a good ball club, but a little bit through between here and the break. I don't know what'll happen then. Of course, maybe they will trade him and they just wanted to take the pressure off. Who knows? But
You got to restore
anyway,
that
I
trade
think that
value, which I don't think any of his
exactly
struggles would have hurt it, but still at the same time you got to be able to see that the guy could still play well. So
right. So this could have been a strategic move to take the pressure off. I think there's a chance of that. That's all I'm saying.
could be. You could be right. All right, my thumbs down. I've got the Reds, the A's, the Rangers, Marlins, Orioles, Tigers, White Sox, and Pirates. Now, I said last week that was it on Thursday night when we were talking on our live Brig, or was it Monday? Either way, last week I said that I think that the Rays are going to pull out of that terrible start. Don't get me wrong, they've already lost the division. They lost too many games. They've lost the division. But they're heating up. The Reds.
Oh, the Reds. Yeah, they beat the crap out of who did they play tonight? Arizona. They played.
Yeah, they beat them 7-0. It was only 7 innings because it was a weather shortened game, but still they shut them out. They put up 7 runs on them, and they've been doing that more lately.
Yeah, I agree.
They're winning games. They've been winning series, and I think if they continue to just stay consistent, win every 2 out of every 3, win a series, win 3 series in a row, 4 series in a row, something like that, like they'll be in the conversation as being like, you know what, they have something to build on next year.
Yeah, I agree.
That they could really gain some momentum and have some positive change and put things in a positive direction for next year. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, this year it's done. It's over. They lost too many games, but I think they can build a strong foundation and things can go really well for them the rest of this year. They can play really strong spoilers and be a problem for contenders into August and September, probably even. This is where I put the Rangers. I watched the Rangers this weekend, and they just don't look good. I'm sorry. The Mariners blew a game against them on Saturday, and the Rangers are not a good team. Like, Marcus Semien is underachieving. Corey Seager looks like he just doesn't care, and the pitching is terrible. So,
except for what? Martin Perez? He's pitching out of his mind.
Right, yeah,
He's
Perez.
the only one.
Yeah, Perez had the best ERA in the league going into Sunday's game. But other than that, like, and I even I was watching the game with my uncle and my cousins, and I told them, I was like, we just got to get into the bullpen and things will be fine.
Yeah,
And
that's
they
true.
did. The Mariners got into the bullpen, and things were fine. They ended up winning the game. But
Yeah.
no, it's the Rangers are a mess right now. And like I said,
Mhm.
Corey Seager just doesn't even look like he wants to be there. He looks like he made a mistake. He's not engaged.
Yeah.
He's still hitting, but he looks like Anthony Rizzo did
Yeah.
last year, right? Still playing well,
Yes.
but he's just
Yeah.
like, ugh, it sucks. Sucks to
Yeah.
lose. So
Makes you wonder if his
um,
brother will come back just to buoy him up because they'll take anybody at this point.
I
That'd
don't
be
think he
fun.
will. The Rangers reached out to him at the before the season started
Yeah.
to see
Yeah.
if he'd come back, and basically told him he'd rather fold laundry than play for them. So
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is if you were him and you saw your brother hurting so bad, would you go in and pick it up? At least be there? Because at this point, they're playing sandlot baseball, right? So it's like, oh, let's go make some money and get one
no,
last hurrah and play
honestly,
with
so
my brother.
there are a couple things with that. First, I feel like Kyle Seager has an injury. I think he has an elbow
Uh,
injury. And I think that's part of the
okay.
reason he retired, because he missed a few games last year with his elbow issues. And I think that might be one of the reasons he retired instead of trying to find another team. And second, he lost so much in Seattle. There's no way he wants to go to Texas and keep losing, because baseball sucks when you're losing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
miserable experience. So I don't think he'd want to come out of retirement. Not for that. Maybe if they
Yeah.
were winning, like if they showed that they were capable of winning and winning a lot and contending and making the wild card, maybe. But at this
Yeah.
point, no, he's not going to go play for that team. No matter how well he
Yeah.
hits when
Yeah.
he's there.
Yeah. You're right.
So,
Hmm.
all right, let's go to the poop tier. Who you got, Brig?
This is where I put the Reds and the
Mm-hmm.
Athletics and the Royals. And it's really sad. The best part about the Royals being in the poop column is that Andrew Benintendi could move somewhere else.
Oh, they could move him. You're right. I hadn't thought about that.
I don't think they'll move Bobby Witt Jr.
No. He's their
Um,
future.
yeah, but I think I can see them moving Benintendi to a contender, cashing in some trade chips or player to be named later or something like that, and just making it just another building block. But then another team who's a contender could really swoop in and pick up a terrific outfielder, and it could be great. I just think playing for a bad team, he's not having any fun either, just like you said with the Rangers. So I think this is good for Benintendi's future, potentially, and
Yeah.
that's about the only silver lining coming out of Kansas City right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right, because I too have the Royals in my poop tier, but I also have the Rockies and I have the
Mm,
Nats.
yeah,
Like you said, because you said the Nats for you were like borderline, right?
right. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
put if I could have 4 teams here, I would put them there.
Yeah. And the Rockies for me, like, it's not just the City Connect, it's that they they aren't winning. Like, they're bad, right?
No,
Like,
yeah,
against the Marlins last week, they gave up 27 runs in one day over 2 games in a doubleheader. Yes, they did win the second game, but at the same time, they gave up 27 runs in a
that's
12-hour
insane.
period. That's a
That's just
lot.
wrong.
That's
That's
so
that's
bad.
almost as bad as London.
Yeah, that is almost as bad as London,
Jeez,
but as one
that's
team doing
insane.
it, man.
I know.
So I've got the Royals, Rockies, and
Um,
Nats down in my poop tier.
well, and is Chris Bryant even like suiting up anymore?
I think he's still on the IL.
I think so too.
That he's not playing yet. So that's a
Yeah.
problem. It will continue to be a problem. And I don't know that his bat or his clubhouse presence will necessarily do anything to pull him
Oh
out of it
no,
either.
no, I don't think his clubhouse presence is worth its weight in stinky socks. Honestly,
Yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, they're 23 and
sorry,
31 going into Monday, which is better than, like I said, better than the Reds, better
it's
than the
better than some,
A's, better than the Royals, but
better than the Royals. Yeah,
they're so bad. I feel like part of the reason they have so many wins is because they did go on a little bit of a streak last month, but at the
yeah,
same time, like, they're not playing good baseball. They're a minus 63 run differential, Brig.
yeah, and they're like 75 games back or something.
Yeah, they're already eliminated from the from the division. They're 12 games back.
Mathematically eliminated.
Yeah.